In this video, we'll be talking about rhombi. And rhombi is just the plural for the shape of the rhombus. So a rhombus is a parallelogram, and you may recall what a parallelogram is. A parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides. So a rhombus is a parallelogram, but it has some additional things that need to happen. So let's write down the definition. A rhombus is a parallelogram with four congruent sides. So all four side measurements have to be equal to each other. So it looks like this. So you see, it kind of reminds you of a square. Or it kind of reminds me of a square, but like tilted. Well, it doesn't have to be tilted. But what's super important is that side, and that side, and that side. All four sides are congruent. And also what's very important here is that our pairs of sides, so we have here, that should be parallel to that, and that should be parallel to that. All right, there are a couple more things that are unique to this type of parallelogram. So if our parallelogram is also a rhombus, then our diagonals, so I'll redraw it so we can have a nice clean picture here. So if our parallelograms are also a rhombus, then the diagonals are actually going to meet at 90 degrees. It doesn't look like it quite here, but if it were a perfectly drawn rhombus, it would meet at 90 degrees. Another thing that's important to know about our rhombus is the fact that our diagonals also cut the angles. They bisect the angles, so they cut them in half. So that would be equal to that. That would be equal to that. This here would be equal to this. And this one would also be equal to this one. So in our rhombus, it's important to remember these two things, well, these three things. That, one, the four sides are congruent. Two, that the diagonals are going to meet at 90 degrees. And three, that our diagonals cut or bisect each angle in the corner. All right, now that we know those facts, let's try a problem that has to do with rhombi. Okay, so here we have a rhombus, and in our rhombus we are told that GH is x plus 9. So that here is x plus 9. Let's write that in. And we are also told that JH is 5x minus 2. So JH is right here, and that's 5x minus 2. And by definition, we know that all sides of a rhombus have to be congruent to each other, which means also that the measurements will be equal to each other. So in that case, we know that x plus 9 has to be equal to 5x minus 2. And now in order to figure out what x is, all we have to do is solve this equation. So I'm subtracting x from both sides. So I have here 9, as that cancels, equals 4x minus 2. And then I'm now going to add 2 to both sides to get rid of the 2 there. And I have here that 4x is equal to 11. And finally, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And I get here that x is equal to 11 over 4. And we can keep our answer like that. It doesn't matter, or if you prefer, you can change it to a decimal. All right, that's it for now.